certain shit I never went near.
Yeah, I was just really particular about, and then I seen how people were off the stuff, so it's like, yeah, that's not for me. You know, they go ahead and do what they do, how they want to do it, but me, I tried marijuana. It was they say it's the gateway drug, but it was never. I've never left the gate. I've always been there. You know what I'm saying? That's like the only one thing that I really thrive off of. Right over there, Sound Factory. Low work up bridge. I remember pieces was falling on this. It was just all kinds of stuff that I was like, you know what? I'm a Bay girl, but I can't go out on the bridge. You probably tried this thing all day, every day. Yeah.
I'm all over the place for work.
I like to do that. Just to get out and just get out, you know. I feel like I'm wasting away. Like this year, it's the mature year. I'm gonna mature, do everything I need to do, succeed, and not hurt nobody in the process. That's the plan for this year. I was watching right this minute, and two trucks had like collided. So where they weren't like crashed into each other, they slammed on their brakes, so they were like right near each other, and a car had just pulled over and just was videotaping it, and he could look in his mirror and see that there was another big rig jackknifing, and he said he just kept filming, and the thing went over the other side, and there was no oncoming traffic, but it just happened to not hit him or the other trucks, but just go on the divider and just come to a complete stop. But he said the whole idea was to not stop. He said no matter what. I was petrified, but it was like, don't stop filming. And they like that. The viewers, us, we like to see stuff unfolding. Nice little ride so far. Totally enjoy your company though. Totally. I won't text you no more either. You hate it.
Well, because people hide behind it like that.
I was told that the truth come out better in a text as opposed to talking to someone on the phone, because on the phone you hear their voice, and if it's something you want to be honest about and you might hurt their feelings, it's better to do it through a text because they get it and they can't really like feel a certain way. This truck is weaving. I don't know. Yeah, I know it's not. But they can't feel a certain way over the phone. Probably tired by himself. Bless his heart.
No. Okay, well, go ahead.
I'm an honest person all around. On the phone, through text, whatever. On the internet. If I post something about you, believe me, I told you first. Before I tell the world or whatever, you know?
Alright. But you're saying... What were you saying about it now?
As far as being able to, how should I say it, not be offended or pushed or bothered by anything anybody is saying out here in the world. And if it is a problem, I'm going to come to you. Like I said, I'm an honest person. I'm going to tell you how I feel. And if I rant or subliminally say some things, I've already said it to you. You know what I'm saying?
But you were saying...
I would rather text you honesty. Either way, you're going to get an honest opinion. In fact, my voicemail used to say, if you want a quicker response, text me. Because I would get it. I don't text no more like that now.
But you were saying that it's easier
to be honest,
the truth to come out?
It is. If you're genuine. I don't know about the other person, but if you're like really the person that you've always been and you want to say something without being cut off interrupted or objected to what you're really trying to get off your shoulders, and you were honest about it, and it doesn't change in a conversation either. That text is still the same in a conversation. Then that's what I'm like.
Okay, I'm not sure if I can get on board with that, and here's why.
Okay.
When I say people hide behind them, they do. I mean, if you're supposed to be talking to a person, so in other words, a lot of people, I guess they're afraid to say what they need to say, so they'll send a text message. I don't like that.
Well, that's different.
This is my reasoning for not really digging the whole text thing.
I can understand there fully.
Plus, a lot of what you say to people gets misinterpreted because they can't understand what context it was meant in.
Yeah.
So you got to get on the phone and explain that,
Yeah. You may not say it in a sentence that they understand. It may be in text talk.
I mean, you just don't know what context stuff is meant in a lot of the times, because you can't hear the voice. If you can hear the voice, then you can tell what context it's meant in.
Yeah. Exactly.
So those are the reasons I say I don't like text messages. I know it's the new technology, and it does have its place, and it is convenient.
And we have to be literate behind it. We have to know about it and be a part, but not necessarily live and thrive on it as a part of our daily routine and communicating.
I mean, for me, in my job, I need to see and hear you. Well, that's not just in my job, but I'm old school. You got to talk to me.
Exactly. I got through all of everything without any of this stuff, which is
not everybody
crazy.
I mean, I was brought up, that's why I said, mention you talking to, everybody that goes by.
Yeah.
I love that shit. That's how I was raised. You just randomly talk to anybody about whatever.
Yeah.
That's where you learn things from other people.
Exactly, because you never know what their story is.
Yeah.
I was in a situation where I was attacked by, he was my high school sweetheart, and I just had my first son, and he tried to literally kill me. And I was right around the corner from my house, and everybody in the neighborhood, which you see how I am with everybody now. Everybody knows me. And I figured if I was that way with everybody before, I wouldn't have got to that point where I felt like helpless, like nobody was helping me. I'm like, I live right around the corner. I just, he's saying, oh, it's my wife and whatever, but I was never married to him. And the whole thing was just, they didn't know me. And I lived there for like 3 years, and then here it is, I'm fighting for my life, like literally raising my hand in the air, like save me, and nobody was there.
So did you not talk to as many people before that happened?
I was very friendly with people, neighborly speak, but not as I am now. I'm concerned with their well-being, how they're doing and all that. No, I wasn't. And that was some years ago. But I found it to make that, after that, 20-some years ago, that happened, I made it my business to actually always know who's in the neighborhood, if we're all cool with each other, what kind of... Because the apartment building next door, I had a lot of ideals for the owner. He moved there, and it was, of course, I'd been there before he bought it, so I was explaining stuff, what needs to be done, this is this is that. And he was like, really open with a lot of stuff, with a lot of ideals, like the gate that's right there. I hooked that up. I said, don't have a wooden fence. People can...
That's a wide-ass term.
Yeah, you're doing your thing. I'm like, people can actually just hide behind the wooden fence. Put something up there, cameras, lighting, and he did all of that. And he was background checking because of the schools in the neighborhood.
It dawned on me, I've been on your street before, right at the corner.
Mm-hmm. Further up from me?
Watching somebody.
Really?
Because I remember that school.
Wow.
And I remember, I'm never comfortable when I'm, around a school because it's just not cool for a guy to be in a vehicle with tinted windows and a camera. So I'm aware of that.
I tried to give the school a camera because they were having some issues, and they said they talked to the officials. I gave it to them. They had it, and they were like, "Oh, we can't do it because one of the ladies that worked there for 23 years was robbed in the morning going to work."
What's that have to do with?
But I was trying to make her, have the camera on the outside, not on the inside, but in the outside, so you guys can see and hear what's going on outside before it get to you.
How would that have worked against them?
Against the school? I don't know. I really don't. To me, I just looked at it as they were muscling these ladies out of there. One had been there for about almost 20 years, and they gave her hours that would conflict with the hours that she needed to care for her mom. And it was just really just like they're doing with the Cannabis Club in Berkeley. It's a nuisance. It's a nuisance. So on my way there, I go out there today because I have to support them, and as I'm driving up the street to get to them, I see Mexicans here, Mexicans there, Mexicans here, Mexicans there. And I'm like, well, shit, this is a